So we have to stop pretending that this was ever just a word, because what they called this was never about description. It was a tactic, a weapon, a system, and 2 syllables. And if you still think it came from nowhere or that's just how people talk, let me walk you through what it actually was. In Spanish and Portuguese, negro meant black. Not an insult, not praise, just a word, it's a color, I guess. But when Spain and Portugal became the first European empires to kidnap and traffic Africans, they didn't just need labor, they needed justification. So they used that word to sort people, to code who could be owned, who could be baptized, and who could be brutalized. And once the Portuguese started mass trafficking in the 1440s, negro wasn't just a color anymore. It was a classification. If you were labeled that, it meant not European, not Christian, and certainly not human. So no, this didn't start in America, of course, but America perfected it. And along came the British. They didn't just adopt the word, they corrupted it. Not because they couldn't pronounce it, but because they wanted to degrade it. The version that they created wasn't about describing skin color. It was about stripping personhood. They gave it a new sound, short, sharp, biting, and they put it everywhere. On slave ships, on sale records, on auction blocks in court cases, and always with intent. That version of the word wasn't just offensive, it was functional. It let them lash you and not feel wrong. It let them sell your child and sleep at night. Because if you're not a man, not a woman, not a person, you're just a thing. And that meant that nothing they do to you actually counts. But let's be real, this wasn't about hate, it was about hierarchy, of course. The version that they created served a purpose, to mark who could be exploited forever. If you could be labeled that thing, they didn't owe you dignity, or pay, or rights. That one word justified centuries of unpaid labor, chained children, whipped backs, and stolen land. It followed us out of bondage into chain gangs, debt peonage, tenant farming, redline housing, underfunded schools, and over-policed neighborhoods. The label kept shifting, but the meaning stayed the same. You were less than. Not because of who you were, but because of what they could call you. This didn't stop with slavery. They hardwired that word into everything. It showed up in minstrel shows, in Huckleberry Finn, in birth certificates, in job applications, in government documents. It rang out right before lynchings, before beatings, before bullets. They said it in parliaments, pulpits, and playgrounds. They used it in cartoons and in courtrooms. It became more than a slur. It became American vernacular. Some Black folks still say it. They say it's defiance. They say it's routine. They say it's survival. Flipping a word meant to break us into something that we can hold without flinching. But let's be real. Just because some of us say it doesn't mean the pain left. I don't think we actually reclaimed that word. I just think we were forced to live under it. I'm not here to police my people because we've had enough of that. But I don't say it because I know what it was built to do. It's not just a word, it's a system with a mouth. And it spits history whether you want it to or not. That word was never about who we are. It was about what they needed us to be. Replaceable, profitable, disposable. It was built to break us in the mouth before they broke us in the fields. And that sound, it still lingers. In courtrooms, in classrooms, in silence that follows every headline. Do you want to know what power sounds like when it hates you? It sounds like that. And it's still working.